The tires crunched against the frost-covered driveway as I pulled up to our family's mountain cabin in the Blue Ridge Mountains, Virginia, on a chilly December evening in 2024. My 16-year-old daughter, Emma, sat beside me, her hands nervously twisting the hem of her sweater. This place, nestled among snow-dusted pines, was our refugee sanctuary of memories with her late mother, Laura, who'd passed away 10 months earlier. Our old home in Richmond had become a mausoleum of sorrow, each room echoing with grief. Emma hadn't smiled, not truly, since we lost Laura. Her therapist urged me to find somewhere that might spark joy, and this cabin, with its cedar walls and panoramic view of the Shenandoah Valley, was where our family had once been whole. As I turned off the engine, Emma's eyes flickered with apprehension. I wasn't sure if coming here would heal her or break her further, but I was desperate to see my vibrant girl again. Emma stepped out, drawn to the backyard where a weathered tire swing hung from an ancient maple. Laura had loved that swing, spending hours there with a book or watching the stars. Emma approached it hesitantly, as if it might crumble under her touch. Then, something miraculous happened. She sat, gave a tentative push, and laughed a real, soul-deep laugh that shattered the silence. I fumbled for my phone, tears blurring my vision as I recorded her joy. For the first time in months, my daughter was alive again. I was so lost in the moment that I didn't notice the woman approaching until she was nearly upon us. She was in her late 50s, with immaculate silver hair and a navy blazer that screamed authority. Her name, I'd soon learn, was Margaret, the self-proclaimed president of the local HOA. "Do you have approval to be here?" she demanded, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. Emma's laughter died instantly, her body shrinking behind me. I explained calmly that we were moving Emma's things into our family cabin, but Margaret wasn't listening. She circled our property, snapping photos, scribbling notes, and muttering about community standards. Emma's eyes, bright moments ago, now mirrored the terror she'd felt when we lost her mother. Margaret's parting words were chilling. "We'll see who's comfortable here." 2 hours later, as I unpacked in the kitchen, the sound of car doors slamming jolted me. Through the window, I saw police cruisers and a social services van. My heart sank. Margaret had called the authorities, claiming I was a stranger abducting a distressed child. Emma, upstairs arranging her room, raced to my side, hyperventilating. "Dad, are they taking me away?" she sobbed. I held her tight, promising no one would separate us, but inside, I was seething. Officer Daniels, a no-nonsense man, and a social worker, MS. Carter, explained they were investigating a possible kidnapping. Emma clung to me, terrified, as I provided every document: driver's licenses, her birth certificate, custody papers, even therapy records. While MS. Carter spoke with Emma, I recorded everything, a habit from battling insurance companies during Laura's illness. Margaret appeared, doubling down, telling MS. Carter that Emma's distress was abnormal and hinting at abuse. I snapped, telling Officer Daniels this woman was slandering me for moving into my own cabin. The evidence-cleared user ownership was airtight. Emma's grief explained her tears, but the damage was done. Emma was traumatized, shaking as neighbors whispered and pointed. That night, as she cried herself to sleep, I vowed Margaret would pay. The next morning, our mailbox was stuffed with violation notices: $1,500 for unauthorized occupancy, $500 for noise violations, $700 for overgrown shrubs. The total? $3,200 for 1 day of normal life. This wasn't oversight, it was warfare. Emma, sleepless, showed me her laptop. "Dad, our cabin isn't on any official HOA registry," she said, her research uncovering gaps in Margaret's authority. Neighbors avoided us, swayed by a community post calling us transients with a troubled child. Emma was mortified, her pain exploited online. I dug into Margaret's background, finding court records of her bitter divorce and her need to prove community leadership for custody. She was using us to flex her power. Emma's breakthrough came in the attic, where she found a 1993 HOA agreement with my grandfather's signature. But her magnifying glass revealed the truth. The signature was forged. Our cabin, built in 1990, predated the HOA's 1994 formation. State law exempted us from their control. Margaret's notices, her threats all fraudulent. We unearthed a 1995 county exemption letter, confirming our property's immunity, and a note from my grandfather. For my future granddaughter, may this cabin be your haven, free from tyrants. Emma and I wept, feeling his protection across decades. Margaret's 14 violations, each worth $10,000 under anti-harassment laws, totaled $140,000 in personal liability. Her false police report and defamation added criminal penalties. Emma, once broken, was now electrified, her mother's tenacity shining through as she built a legal case. We organized evidence settlements, recordings, fake notices into a watertight file. Margaret had targeted others, too, like an elderly couple paying illegal fees for years. Our fight was now a community cause. Instead of confronting Margaret, I hosted a heritage tour for neighbors, showcasing our cabin's history and legal protections. 20 residents attended, intrigued. I displayed our 1990 permit, the 1994 HOA formation, and state laws exempting older homes. Margaret crashed the event, shouting about illegal gatherings, but her aggression backfired. Neighbors questioned her, and when I showed the exemption letter, her narrative crumbled. An elderly widow, Mrs. Larson, wept, realizing she'd paid illegal fees since 1987. The community saw Margaret's fraud for what it was. Her desperate response was an emergency HOA meeting to ban us. I RSVP'd calmly, knowing we held the upper hand. The packed community center buzzed with tension as Margaret ranted about community values, warning of chaos if we weren't expelled. Her supporters cheered, but she made a fatal error. She spoke first. When I stood, the room hushed. My presentation projected for all was a legal guillotine. Our cabin's timeline, state laws, the exemption letter, and Margaret's 14 violations, totaling $140,000 in fines. I'm not suing the HOA, I said, locking eyes with her. I'm suing you, Margaret, personally. Her face drained of color. Neighbors gasped as I revealed her fraud extended to others, risking the HOA's finances. Demands for her resignation erupted. An emergency vote ousted her, and her allies fled. Emma, once shunned, was surrounded by new friends. Within days, Margaret's lawyer urged her to settle. She paid damages, legal fees, and issued a public apology, moving out within a month. The HOA refunded illegal fees, and property values rose with newfound trust. Emma, empowered, installed a new swing set, laughing as she said, "Mom and Grandpa are watching." I hung a sign, Mountain Havenist, 1990, protected since 1995 bully, free forever. Margaret? Last I heard, she's selling car insurance, her empire in ashes. What would you do if someone weaponized lies to tear your family apart? Would you fight with every ounce of strength or walk away to protect your peace? Have you faced a bully who underestimated you? Drop your story below. Hit like if justice fuels you, and subscribe for more tales of truth prevailing.